Action. Okay, Charles Appleby has very kindly let me teach him how to use Twitter effectively. He's the founder of No CO2, who are promoting Earth Day, which happens to be on the 22nd of April. Charles, will you give us a little brief of what Earth Day is about and what you plan to do?
Hi, Gary. Thanks very much for helping with this. So basically, the inspiration from our event for Earth Day actually came out of the event that you ran last week. So you ran a 12-hour marathon with lots of speakers. We're running a half marathon, which is 5 hours of events with 10 speakers. And that's tomorrow for Earth Day from 4 p.m. through till 9:20 p.m. Gary, you've been doing a fantastic job in helping me to get this promoted on Facebook, and you've also helped me learn about Canva. And now, it's a little bit late in the day, but if we can do something with Twitter, that would be amazing. Thanks, Gary.
Okay, so in the next 10 minutes, if you carry on watching, you will be given a real overview of how Twitter works. So where does it, I love to storytell, where does Twitter come from? It was when text messages were very popular, they cost 10 pence, text message even as much as 50 pence in the early days. And a gentleman called Jack Darcy came up with an idea that he would send a text message electronically through the internet. And at the time, this was quite an innovation. He thought that he would use the text message idea by keeping the limited characters of 160 characters, and that's where this thing comes from. Make sense, Charles?
Sure.
Okay, so what can we see? They call this your timeline. What can you see? You've got 20 notifications. That really jumps out at me on the left. You've got trending for you on the right. It's got some suggestions of who you should follow. Now, a tweet only lasts for 3 seconds. So by just basically putting out a tweet, it doesn't have the longevity, and it certainly doesn't cause any waves in the ocean. Now, the plan is, Charles, is we're going to send out a tweet, and it's going to be really effective by putting a thought leader into our tweet. So if you go into your what's happening and you see a tie, that's exactly, just lower a little bit more. We'll put an image in there. So lower. Oh no, your mouse a little bit lower. That's it. And there's a little icon of a next to GIF. That's it. So that's the one. You press that, and you'll go into your computer, and it will ask you to choose an image.
Okay. Well, shall we go with the shall we go with the aerial view of the rainforest, which is one of my favorites? Yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Right, I've got it. Yep.
Perfect. So we now have an image. Excellent. There's no real call to action there, but that's fine. We'll just put some blurb about what's going on Earth Day. So if you put a link possibly to our Facebook, that will be good. So something along the lines of come and join us for our global seminar. Okay. This is so, I love Twitter. It just fell off, actually, the top 10 most popular social media platforms. But what I love about it, you can connect with anybody in the world, and it's great for journalism. So yeah, join us on the 22nd on Facebook. Okay. And then
Okay, so how do we put the Facebook address in here, Gary?
okay, so we go onto Facebook and just type in the URL. So while Charles is doing that, we really one retweet or a like from a thought leader can make a difference between your tweets having longevity and people constantly retweeting it and retweeting and retweeting it. That's one way. Or if you do something funny, or if you trend jack. But what we plan to do, we're going to put a thought leader into our tweet here. And then
so Gary, let me just give you some choices. We can go with the page itself, we can go with the timetable of the event, or we can go with a short summary. So we've got a choice of the full timetable.
I'll leave it to you, sir.
Well, which do you think? We got the page.
Maybe just the page should be fine.
The page.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you go right to the top where you're that's it, right there, and then right click that, and there's your link.
Right, so now we find the Twitter page again. Okay.
Now, what I want you to do, Charles, for me, is to use the @ button.
Okay, so let's sort the time out of this. So do we want to tell people it's
yeah,
at
I guess so.
4 p.m.?
Yeah. Now, there's some statistics that are out there. Your tweet has a 20% more chance of being retweeted if you ask for it to be retweeted. But before we do that, we're running out of icons, but that's fine. Are you ready, Charles?
Well, let's put please retweet, okay?
Yep. And are you ready for the icing on the cake that's going to make it really great? Are you ready? If you press the @ button. Got the @ button there?
Okay, just there's a button. Just help me.
Yeah, the @ button is usually number 2.
I've got explore down the left-hand side.
Shift and number 2, or shift and next to hashtag.
Oh, right. You're on the computer. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Right. You just want me to put it here. Okay. At.
All right. Let's see if you can guess who we're going to add into this thought leadership. All right. So at. All right. You ready? G R E T A T H U N B E R G. There you go. If she's on Twitter and she sees this and we get 1 retweet from her, it would be fantastic.
Do we need to put any words over the picture, Gary?
That would be good. I actually don't think that is the best picture of our event. There's no call to action really, but it's like maybe the timetable would have been better.
The timetable's really complex.
But that's fine. Do you know what? This was just a 101 on how to send out the perfect tweet. What we've got here, we've got join our global online climate action. Great. We've got a link. We've added in a thought leader and quite likely Nobel Prize winner. So what we'll do over the next 12 hours, I'll send 1 tweet an hour and I'll be putting a thought leader into that with different images. So if you tweet that, Charles, let's see what happens. How exciting. So that's really, really exciting.
Okay, Gary. Well, thank you very much for that. It's really good.
I just want to give you one last tip, if I may. People that use Twitter properly, they watch things rather than put things out. So what I'd like to do is, wouldn't it be curious to know who's watching you right now?
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a thing called lists, and I'm going to show you who is watching you. Sounds like Big Brother, but hold on, let's find out who's watching you. So you go to the home page.
Yep.
Yep. And then you see lists. It says list, which is above profile. That's it.
Yeah.
The first list is one that you created, and I wouldn't expect you to have made a list. But let's see when it says the next one along, subscribed. So The Guardian, the newspaper, have actually put you in the top 50 most influential people on climate and in the environment. Isn't that fun?
That's amazing.
So if you click on there, you'll have a list of 50 people it regards as people that are very influential in the world. So great for the ego, but even better when you are thinking about the kind of people you want to put together. They say if your social media clout, that's how influential you are. The more people you have that have put you on lists, you can't pay to do that. That's amazing. So you can actually see there's only 49 members that the Guardian have felt that are powerful enough to be part of this group, but there's literally 500, 600 people that have subscribed to it. So every time No CO2 does a tweet, that's them being picked up by these world leaders. So well done, Charles. That's a secret part of Twitter that people don't know exists, and it's very, very powerful. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you join us for our event, and I hope it's been of value. Charles, has that been interesting?
It's been really good, Gary. Thanks ever so much. Thank you.
We're going to stop recording.